wins again. Liverpool.
Well, that was a shovel of shit, wasn't it? Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are on a fantastic day wherever you are around the world. We do have another guest, and that is Mr. Dave Ellisy Chats. But as you can see, this is our match reaction to Liverpool's 1-0 defeat against Southampton. It's a load of freaking shite. I think that's probably the easiest and nicest word that we could put it. Anyway, in my personal opinion, but we will talk a little bit about the game, of course, tonight. Anyway, but as you can see, we're joined by two special guests to talk about the match. Doug from the Dugout Football Channel. Doug, how you doing, mate?
Well, I'm going to put this in. This basically a way of saying this. I've been choked with a cold the last couple of days. I wanted that to cheer me up. No, that was an absolute shit show. And I don't swear usually. It was awful.
Yeah, it was. And Dave. I think Dave's reaction sums it up the best. Anyway, Dave, from Dave's LC Chats. Dave, how you doing, mate?
I'm all good, but I mean that Doug summed it up. My reaction was good, but it was an absolute shit show. Especially the first half, really, really off it. Everything wrong with it. Henderson is not a centre half. We actually missed this drive in midfield, to be honest with you. And I thought at half time he was going to bring one of the centre halves on, take Oxlade-Chamberlain off, and bring Henderson on. That's what I thought he was going to do. And maybe that's what he should have did. There's two things wrong. I can't stay on long, but there's another reason I think we're really poor. The front three have just gone stale, like a stale Christmas cake about 2 years old. And without Jota being there, who's the icing on the top, Jota's a big, big loss. He ignites the front three, and he's not there,
Yeah, he is. And because Dave can't stay on long, we'll ask him then about the important questions, of course. Of course, I did tweet out saying that, Henderson should have been put into midfield second half. I think a lot of people agreed with it. Like Dave has just said, he looked like a man lost in that defensive role. And quite clearly, he was not up for the challenge tonight. But, first of all, anyway, before we go on a little bit of our rants and that, and we go on about Liverpool, let's just say, well done to Southampton because they made us look shite tonight. And to be fair to them, that Danny Ings goal as well, absolutely fantastic finish from Danny Ings as well to just fool everyone, to be fair. So, congratulations to Southampton. Of course, we saw at full time what it meant to the whole Southampton players. So, well done to them guys anyway. But Dave, you said, the front three's gone stale and, just the whole Liverpool team just didn't look good. In my personal opinion, Oxlade-Chamberlain just looked terrible. He just looked... I can't even
I'm not going to
think of a word.
Players. I mean, the whole team were poor. Actually, Thiago was okay. I mean, he didn't do anything wrong. He'd one or two missed balls, but some of his balls were delicious now, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to say, Thiago aside, everyone was below average. Trent had an absolute nightmare in Elm Street. I mean, he was one of his worst games, I think, in a Liverpool shirt. I'm not going to give out about players. We lost the game. A lot of players were off. But my worry is that's 3 games in a row. It's not just one game. One shot on target or 2 shots on target the whole bloody game. I mean, even if you were playing a professional FIFA player, you get 2 shots on target. I would anyway. I don't even play the game. But you know what I mean? You get shots. We just looked off it. Genie was chasing shadows. Thiago, as I said, was okay. I mean, first start, in ages, he did okay. Didn't really do anything wrong, but everyone else was off. I don't know what it is. Maybe the United game will kick us back into, and I mean, that's a big one. I know it's the FA Cup Friday, but the United game could kick-start us, but we do need to kick up the arse. We need something to ignite us. And I think tonight, when you look at it, as I said earlier, tonight was the reason we needed a centre half, as I just said earlier, because we had to play Henderson in a centre half, and he should have been in midfield. And we had young Reece Williams and young Phillips who might have did an okay job, but Klopp didn't want it. He wanted to put Henderson there. So maybe he's thinking, maybe you don't need a centre half. I can play Henderson there. No, you can't actually.
No,
you can't. I don't think you can.
I was saying this in my personal opinion. Liverpool would be stupid not to get a centre half because quite clearly we need one. There's no hiding behind it at all. We need one. Henderson's not a centre half. That's tried and tested tonight, and we've lost. So that's a no anyway. But Doug, Dave mentioned Trent. For me, I absolutely agree with Dave. Probably Trent's worst performance in a Liverpool shirt.
Yeah.
Which for all the high games that he's had, he hasn't had many low games in what I can think of anyway. And it was just a very bad team performance altogether, though, wasn't it?
No, it was. There was just nobody. I mean, I think you're right. I think Thiago was probably the only one that really turned up tonight. Alisson looked Alisson. There were a couple of times where he looked like he was very, very poor. I mean, especially that Valerie shot that went under his legs, and you're thinking that it's going to go in, and then Henderson, luckily. But yeah, Henderson is not a centre back. This is the first time he's played centre back. I think he came on for Fulham, but I think in the last game, I think you remember that he started centre back was Monterrey. Am I right in saying that? Is it Monterrey?
That's some memory.
Yeah, it probably was.
But I mean, we've all said that Henderson's not a centre back, but. If I was Klopp tonight, I would go out and probably get someone who has Premier League experience right now. And it don't matter who it is. We just need a centre back. I think we probably need two centre backs.
To be honest, you could even dip into the Championship. A good Championship centre half. It doesn't have to be a good Championship 6-footer centre half that knows to play the bloody game. I mean. I don't know how far away Matip is. I think he's 2 or 3 weeks or something like that. But is Matip going to be fit till May, the end of May, without getting injured again? Don't think so.
Can't rely on Matip.
He has more. I've said this. A Weetabix probably has more structure than freaking Joel Matip. That's how bad Matip is. I have a new
one for Matip. He's called Lockdown Matip because he's in and out of lockdown. He's in and out of injuries. Every few weeks he's either injured or he's not injured. It's crazy.
I do. Yeah, he is. And the funniest thing is about tonight as well is the fact that we had our 2 centre backs on the bench as well. That's the other thing that made me a bit frustrated.
I'm actually worried because Klopp thinks he doesn't need a centre half now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you listen to our good man in James Pearce, it's yep, centre half, not even a thought about thing. And that is, he's not even, we're not thinking about signing a centre half at all. And it's you watch tonight and it's
I think they'll be forced into it. They probably weren't thinking about it, but they'll be forced into it.
Yeah, they'll have to be anyway. But guys, let us know your thoughts anyway in the comment section down below. We'll read out a couple of your chats right now. Buyers in with the 2 pump ups thing. Yeah, there's going to be a few fans in here tonight that's going to be railing on Southampton. Liz says, hello, gentlemen. That did suck. It did suck. I'm not gonna lie, Liz. It did suck. Bayer said Southampton was brilliant, though. Yeah, like we said at the top of the show, they were brilliant.
Especially first half.
Ryan's in saying, even all right, lads. Ryan, I'm not reading your next chat. That's just annoying me. A shocking performance, didn't deserve anything from game. Southampton did the job. We were lucky to stay up top. I'm telling you right now, this season is mad, but not good enough. Yeah, it wasn't good enough. And look, at the end of the day, it is a mad season. And to be fair, I don't think it's going to be a season now where we could see a team going 10, 11, 12 games. I said after, I believe it was the Leicester game, that was the turning point for us in particular, and to make sure we could actually go and make a winning run. Now I honestly don't think anyone can now this season. How unpredictable it is.
I think City are the biggest threat, not United. Manchester City are the threat, not United. Sorry, United fans. I'm doing a few videos next week with United fellas, and they're not the threat. They don't like to hear that, though,
Yeah, I know. To be fair,
I'd be more worried about City than I would be about United. That's all I'm saying.
To be fair, I've said my stuff on Man United, and to be fair, I'm not going to say it again. But if you know, you know. Liz says, good play, Southampton. Well done, Danny Ings. Assist from Trent. Yeah, it was a good assist from Trent. Freaking absolute terrible night for Trent, to be fair. Liz says hi to Bayer as well. Chris is in as well. Of course, Chris did mention the comments. What else we have? Bayer says, hi, good evening to Liz anyway. Did Ox play? Yes, Ox did play tonight, and it was bad. It was terrible from Ox. And the big question is now, going into, of course, the Villa game now on the weekend. We've got them, I believe, Friday at Villa Park. Does Jurgen go strong against Villa? Or does he just go, okay, we're going to play Nat Phillips, we're going to play Reece Williams, we're going to play Neco Williams, and that? Do we see this, boys, or do we think that he's going to go strong?
He's not going to go strong in the FA Cup. He just doesn't do it.
I think he'll be mixed.
What?
I think he'll be mixed. I said this.
He won't go strong.
No. I said this on the copy. I said that the team is likely to be something along the likes of Kelleher, and then I'd probably say Alexander-Arnold, Phillips, Reece Williams, then possibly Andy Robertson. Then I think James Milner, Curtis Jones, maybe one of Wijnaldum, maybe Henderson as well. And then I think the front three will probably be like something like Shaqiri, Minamino, and Origi. I don't see any of the front three starting.
No,
I don't see any of them starting. No. If he was to start strong, then I would be massively surprised, especially with United, the following week as well.
United is the big one. It's as simple as that. I mean, if you beat United at Anfield, the whole bloody complexion changes. You know what I mean? If you beat Aston Villa in the FA Cup, nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing.
Exactly.
So I'd be resting the top players for the United game. That's the one I want.
Yeah. Chris says no better way to bounce back against the joint top challengers. Yeah, definitely, absolutely. To be fair, we can still laugh at that. To be fair, I think that is the best part about tonight. Anyway, every time got the ball, you seem to be slow transitioning forward. Yeah, I can't argue with that. It's been like that though over the last 6 games. Liverpool have got 2 wins out of 6 games. It's not good enough.
It's mid-table form.
It's away form that's the problem. It's away form that's the problem. 4 wins in 15 Premier League games is not good enough.
To be fair, that's what I mean. I mean, last year, even the year before, when we were going away from home, I was fairly confident 90% of the time you're going to win the game. I'm not 100%. People ask me, you're going to win. Yeah, we probably win 2-1 or 1-0. I'm not that confident we're going to win 3 or 4-0 away from home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just not as much.
Well, it was even in this game, in my opinion, I was just like, okay, Liverpool's going to get at least 1 goal. We're going to at least get a goal, and then we can move forward from that. But there's just nothing there at the moment.
They didn't even look like getting a goal. Didn't look like getting a goal all night. Mane tried, but
that's the scary part, though.
Yeah, that is. I just did a video on my channel there, a 3-4 minute my thought reaction, and that was that's one of my big things. What I'm worried about is the front three are stale, as I said earlier, and without Jota there, I know he's 2 or 3 weeks away, but still, they just look stale. Salah doesn't look on it. Mane, you'd always get one of them on it. Never 3 of them not on it. Really, the last 3 games. I mean, 1 goal in 3 games.
It's not good enough. It's not good enough, and this falls down to me again personally, down to Divock Origi yet again. That player Shaqiri come on. And to be fair,
Shaqiri did okay.
Shaqiri did okay when he come on, but again, you're supposed to have these players that are there to make an impact, and that's why we have them at Liverpool Football Club. Jota has proven that it can happen in terms of coming on and scoring goals. Did it against Brighton, did it against all these other teams and that. And Divock Origi was that for us, not last season, the season before. And yet again, it just falls down to that again. Why isn't Origi being the one being mentioned? Why can't we use him instead of Firmino, Mane, or Salah and just try and change it?
Even Minamino, last 20. I mean, he's going to give us something different up front if you take 1 to 3 off. I mean, Bobby did nothing. Bring Minamino on. Bring somebody on. You know what I mean?
Crazy. Hello, Jack.
Crazy.
Hello.
Jackie boy.
Oh, Jackie boy.
We've got everyone
He's on
now.
Mars, is he? I can't hear him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, just. Jack, thoughts?
Absolutely abysmal, mate. Shocking. I've just uploaded my videos, all that, but it's frankly not good enough. It's very rare Liverpool lose football games, but in the manner in which we've lost tonight, it was, if, say, a team down the bottom plays like that, or Jose Mourinho, his team plays like that, it gets lambasted by everyone. It's frankly not good enough in the standards in which we have set as a football club. And it's not accumulation of just a one-off. It's been happening for the last couple of away games. We've like lost about 6 or 7 away games over the last 7 or 8. Our last away win was against Crystal Palace, and that was 1 win in about 7 away games.
Yeah.
And obviously we drew against Everton, drew against so many teams. Michelin drew in the Champions League as well, and I'll probably not include that one. But in the Premier League, we've dropped so many points.
Yeah, Jack, it's 4 wins in 15 Premier League games.
That's poor.
That's frankly not good enough. It's a standard in which we as fans expect. Obviously, it is probably Jurgen's most difficult period now at the minute. I think you class it that. Obviously, he had the periods when he first come in. He was building a squad, but now he's established his 1 to 11 now, when really we expect probably better than what we've seen.
Yeah, it's this for some reason reminds me of 17-18 all over again, when we were trying to get into the top 4. We were I think that season we were undefeated against the traditional top 6. And it's like we were struggling against the teams like West Brom and West Ham, Brighton, and all these teams, and it's like that again, and I don't know why it's like that. And the last 2 years for us, we've been tremendous, 97, 99 points. Like now, I think if we don't drop any more points again, I think now we can get 97 points, I think. I could be wrong with that. It could be 96, 97. I'm not sure with that.
Yeah.
But it's, again, like Liverpool now, we know already we're not at that level, because we're just dropping stupid points. But the question is now, where is the level now in the top? We've seen what Man City did against Chelsea. They absolutely destroyed them, completely destroyed them. And Chelsea are meant to be, a title contender. Than to a lot of people. And like Dave said earlier on, for me personally, City are probably the favourites at the moment, because they've, without COVID and that, they've got all their players, they've got all their defence, they've got the best defensive record, in the league so far. They've got Diaz, they've got Laporte, they have the likes of Gabriel Jesus coming back, Aguero, Sterling. It's going to be hard for Liverpool, and it is going to be hard, and it's been hard, from previous seasons. And again, it falls down to, Liverpool have to wake up, because if we don't wake up, it's going to be too late to win the Premier League.
I think Van Dijk's loss is actually underestimated, because I think Van Dijk, not only does he, obviously in defence and all that, but he actually controls the tempo as well. When he has the ball and he's taking it out, like Fabinho does sometimes, he plays it out. He knows when to play it short. He knows when to play it long. He controls. He's like a conductor of an orchestra, and we've missed him so much. And he's a shouter, and he's a leader, and he's dangerous on free kicks and all this, and corner kicks. So I think Van Dijk's loss has been absolutely huge.
Yeah, it has. I agree with that absolutely. Liz says, "Good shout, Bayer. Movement was horrible. It was horrible tonight. But I said wasn't picking up pockets of space." Yeah, I perfectly agree with that. Chris says, we don't sign a centre-back. Pains me to say, I can't see us winning anything. I'd have to agree in a sense, because it's a needed position.
We missed so much tonight, didn't we, lads? Kind of like we were speaking, Liverpool, when Henderson doesn't play in that midfield, we always miss something. And I'm sorry, but Liverpool Football Club, as a club as big as ours, should not be having to put our centre-back. Get in centre back. And we've had a couple of windows to address this issue. I know, obviously, we've known about Gomez's injury history. Van Dijk, he hasn't been injured for the last 2-3 seasons. Obviously, it's the first big injury. We sold Lovren, which I know he had his haters, but he was still a very good centre back. And Liverpool have left themselves in a little bit of a pickle now. I know. Thankfully, the transfer window is open, but I'm sorry, we can't continue playing Henderson. It's not his fault.
No.
The result tonight.
No. I didn't think Henderson was that bad tonight. I just thought the whole bloody team was bad. The whole team was. And anyway, even if we had Lovren, let's say we would have kept Lovren, they'd be still giving out about Lovren that he shouldn't be playing. He should play in the centre half. Because a lot of people didn't like Lovren. Even when he played. No. So I don't think Lovren was the issue. It was just that we didn't get in the player when we sold him.
We teams to figure out how to play against us, haven't we? Sorry.
Yeah. Well, no, that's the thing, though, isn't it? What was the one thing we all laughed at City last season for? Was not signing a centre half.
Yeah.
What are Liverpool now paying the price for? not signing a
Not
centre
buying
half.
a
Well, we still have time.
Yeah,
We still have
it's gone
3
back
weeks.
to haunt
Still
us.
have 3 weeks. Still have 3 weeks.
We do still have 3 weeks, and hopefully, Liverpool will now wake up and go, okay, centre off is definitely needed. But it's not even the fact that, like I said earlier on, it's not even the fact that Henderson played centre back, because first half he wasn't good at centre off, but that isn't his fault because he isn't a centre off. But the problem is for me is why on earth is the likes of Nat Phillips and Reece Williams on the bench if you're not using him?
Yeah.
You've named them both on the bench and they are not starting. Why
He
not?
should have been on at half time. There's no doubt. For Hendo midfield, Reece or Nat, whatever you want. Centre half, Hendo in, Ox off. This means more.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
That's what I would have done.
Tom told you it was going to be 7-2. Go away, Tom. Go away, Tom. Should have signed Lovren. He's been amazing for Zenit. Can we just let him go, to be fair, Ryan? Wes Morgan is available.
Is he an actor?
Wes Morgan.
No, he's the left centre back, I think.
I'm only joking.
Anthony, how much is he available for? If it's about 3 magic beans, then I'll take him. But a grown-up centre back, please. Yeah, it would. Look, we're gonna. At the end of the day, if we're gonna look at a proper centre half, then we're gonna have to cough out premium prices. That's the sad reality of it at the minute.
I can't see us doing that either. I can't see us doing that.
No,
I can't see us paying over 20 million for a centre half. I just can't see it in January.
No, I can't. To be honest, though. Chloe says, "Sup." Hello, Chloe. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day.
Chloe.
Batesh says, "It's time to go." Just kidding, but I'm not happy. To be fair, I think we all made that joke off camera. I think a few of us were going to name our titles. It's time for Klopp to go, but no, we're not like Arsenal, to be fair. The Mighty Blues are 1 point behind you. Oh, go away, Anthony. Sam says, "Shut up, mate." I think that's fair, Tom.
Yeah.
To be fair, all of the rival fans are going to go, "Oh, we are." To be fair, I think that's how good Liverpool have been. Everyone's like, "Oh, we're a point behind Liverpool," and Liverpool are still in the bracket of conversation. So,
do you know what? Sometimes we could be actually chasing someone for the first time in a while. So it might suit us. You never know. If someone goes out in front by a point or two, they might get the heebie-jeebies. Someone like United, maybe I think they have a chance to go top. They haven't been there in about 50 years, so they might. I think what was the time? Last 12 years, I think they haven't won the league.
I have to think about that. Was it 8
years
ago they won?
2008 or 7 years ago? What was it? 7 years ago when they won the cup, was it?
I think so, yeah.
Doug, you might know. You've loads of United friends. What was the last time? What was the last time they won the league? 2008.
2012, 2013.
2012. So 7 years ago. 7 years ago.
7 years ago.
Donkey's years.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, tonight is just proven again to me. You can check out my video that I did earlier. I did a wee 5 centre backs Liverpool should sign in January. There might be one name that I don't think anyone will agree with me, but you know what? Who cares anyway?
If Koulibaly's there, I'm going to hit you.
No. I actually was thinking when I was doing that video, I was thinking, if I say Koulibaly, Connor is going to kill me. So I was like, no.
I can't stand the rumour.
That honestly, that rumour has just been absolutely ridiculous as well. But I have to say that Southampton, to their credit, I mean, the one thing that really annoyed me tonight, and I don't know if the three of you will agree with me. We hardly tested a goalkeeper who was playing his first Premier League game since May 2019. This guy's been on loan at Celtic, for goodness sake.
So strong as well, though, wasn't he? And the last couple of draws we've had, we got into the box, and I think everyone at home was just screaming, "Shoot! Just shoot!
Shoot!
Cutting it back."
Can I also just say, I am fed up with VAR right now. I am not even going to rant about it.
Do you remember there was one decision in VAR, and I tweeted it, and I don't think anybody copped it. Do you remember the one where Salah went through, and your man got his foot on the ball, and just got his foot on the ball, and it went out, and they reviewed it, looking for the penalty on Salah, but it should have been a corner kick.
Should have been a corner.
We didn't even get a corner for the fucking thing. Like, it should have, if anything, it should have been just a corner kick, but they didn't even give the corner. They were looking for the penalty on I don't who was it? Bertrand, I think, on Salah.
Yeah.
They looked for the penalty and said goal kick. What the fuck was that
Yeah,
all about?
it was Man United. You would have got it.
And the other thing is the handball rule just seems to be changing every single year. What is a penalty when it's...
No, it did change. But it did change.
What is a penalty and what isn't? Like,
I thought that was a penalty.
I
thought it was a penalty.
I disagreed with it because it was so close to him. Like,
I don't think he could have done much about it.
Yeah,
it would have been hard.
100%.
United would have got it.
But the Kyle Walker-Peters one, is a penalty.
Yeah.
Still more penalty.
The one on Mane, Jack. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If Pogba gets a penalty for tripping over his own 2 feet, then I don't know what on earth can be done with penalties anymore.
Like, we should be relying on penalty decisions.
We should be worried about VAR.
It's just frustrating seeing it as well, I know.
Yeah, but we are just frustrating, aren't we?
But going away from that, you have to say we were not good enough tonight. Southampton deserved their win. It was like the Alamo in the second half. It was like the Alamo in the second half. We just basically we threw in the kitchen sink, and it really annoyed me that. Of course.
Sam knows.
But yeah, it just really annoyed me that our first shot on target came in the blooming 76th minute.
We didn't do enough, and just I'm worried going forward. As I said earlier, the front three are stale. We need Jota back. We need Jota either on the bench or somewhere, even watching in the stand. And I mean, Thiago was a nice little bonus to have. He did okay tonight. You know, he did what he had to do. He'll get better. He'll get fitter. Try get bloody Matip back so we can get Henderson in midfield. We need, or get a centre half. I think we'll be okay going forward. But the thing is, this league will be won in the low 80s. This league will be an 82, 83 point win. Like, it's going to be really low. So we still have a chance to win it. Don't be throwing it away. Still have a chance, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
The one question I'd ask you guys is, we have it, or like with like saying that Jota, we need Jota back. We have one player in particular that's actually currently smashing it in the championship, and that's Harvey Elliott. Shall we bring Harvey Elliott back or not?
No, because we don't need it in that position. We don't need players.
Don't need them.
We've too many.
We have a centre back £10.
Look at Minamino. Couldn't even come on the bloody pitch. Just ridiculous.
And if I was him, I'd be absolutely fuming, because when we have Minamino, it's like, I know we all love Salah, but like sometimes players, it's impossible to drop them. But the impact in which I think we have to do something, have to change something. We have to.
But see, that's what I'm saying, Jack. That's where Jota comes in. Jota comes straight in and starts the next game, or maybe next 3 games. And why don't we bring young, what's his name, back, Harvey Elliott, play him centre half?
Do it.
Hey, we're playing the centre mid, centre back.
Like 5'6" or something.
I'm only joking.
In-goal or Kante centre back. He's out.
Modern day ball playing centre back. Well, sorted.
Chris says Man United will fall away once Europa League kicks in. Man City main threat. I absolutely agree with that. Bayo says this is the first time you haven't created anything. That's a real concern.
That is a concern.
It is a huge concern. In more positive news, Forest is still shit. Liz says fire scares the crap out of me. Well, like Dave said, again, like, just no creativity. It's scary for Liverpool, because the fact that we had Thiago, Robbo, Trent, the usual suspects on the pitch, and there was no creativity. And like the other lads have said, it's not just this game. It's been a continued thing over the last 6, 7, 8 games, and that's a scary thing. And does that mean that Liverpool need to change things up? Well, yes, we do need to change things up.
Frankly, you got to do something on this month.
We do. And the thing is, do we maybe change systems? Do we go 4-2-3-1 like we did?
He's not going to change the system halfway through a season. I mean, it's scary, and it's not even Halloween. I mean, this is how scary it is. I think the key is there's 3 keys involved. There's get Jota back, Get him as fit and ready to rock. Jota's the main man for me. He can make those front three tick either on the pitch or coming on. Maybe just dip into the transfer market. I just think we need to get someone in there, a centre half. Or else just play the bloody centre halves, as you said, and Henderson needs to play in midfield with Thiago and Gini or whoever, Curtis Jones. I mean, it's as simple as that. That's what we have to do.
Chris says Minamino did well to Palace. May as well give him a chance.
That's what was on about there, mate, isn't it? Like, Chris, it's if you're him as a person, that's probably the best football we've played for months. That game, and he was up front with Mane and Salah, Mane and Bobby anyway, and then he gets dropped. You know, like you're him, you're like, don't get me wrong, Salah's the god he is, but you're Frankie. We've got to do something because I was watching tonight. I don't know what you saw, boys, and everyone at home. You're sitting there and you're analysing the game. And you're like, what else can we do? Like it was struggle. It was defensively. We weren't building up the way we usually do in the midfield. There was something not having Henderson there, or something was wrong. And up front, it wasn't really clicking. Every aspect of Liverpool's game recently, it's leading onto one another. It's counteracting every movement which we make and every step we take as well. But yeah,
the police, every step I take. Love it.
Ryan says, Ryan, get in the bin.
Get that in the bin right now.
To be fair, we could have clickbaited the hell out of that, but no, we're not that type of people. Chris says, if we sorted that away form out, we would be clear.
It's not easily said and done, though, is it?
Yeah, like Doug said, you know, it's not a thing where it's been like a little bit of a blip. It's been a continuous thing with Liverpool away from Anfield.
It's been coming.
Yeah.
Like, it's not something that's out of the blue. It's been on the cards since before Christmas. And I mean, how we get out of it or away from, I don't actually know. As I said, it may be a signing, maybe a spark, maybe Jota coming back, maybe Matip coming back, Hendo going into midfield, the front three being totally mixed up with Minamino coming in. I don't know how he's going to do it, but he's going to have to do it quick.
Would you stop Trent Bruce and everyone else next game?
Yes.
Well, he's not going to play against
United.
He's not going to play against Villa. No, he'll play against United. I think he'll play against Villa.
He'll play against United, but I think he may get a rest against Villa because we've basically got a week's rest after that, and the fact that we've got a week's rest might actually give us a bit of a positive mindset going into the Manchester United. They've got a hard game against Burnley.
That's right.
Before they play us.
Yeah, that's more of a hindrance, though, isn't it? Because it was the last couple of results we've been having, and we had like an extra bit of time over Christmas as well. Boxing Day, we had an extra day, and it frankly didn't work. Like, I think for me, if I was a player or if we were playing that team, you just want to get out there and put things right.
Yeah, but Klopp doesn't do that, Jack. And look at his history in 5 years. He doesn't care less about the FA Cup. I mean, you have to look at his history, and it's crap. He doesn't care less about it. He's not going. He knows United, the biggest probably game. You know, it still is the biggest rivalry game. It's a simple. It always has been, and it probably always will be. And he wants to get a result of that. He doesn't want to lose that.
Was it last year? Was the longest he's been in the FA Cup? Was it like the 5th round last year?
Like that.
And then we got knocked out against Chelsea.
Terrible record.
His record in the FA Cup is not the best.
Liz says, I think this is our rock bottom this season now to fight back. Hopefully that is the case, and hopefully we can still win the league. Bayer says 50p and a packet of quavers for Morgan.
There's your quaver there, baby. Here, the only thing is, Jack, or Connor is as well, just before I go, we have Leipzig in the last 16 in the Champions League. I'll tell you what, if we play Henderson and Fabinho at centre half in the Champions League 16, I wouldn't fancy our chances.
That's 5 or 6-0. That's what I'll be like.
So we got to get it sorted. Now, we have a 3-week window to get it sorted. Trust in Klopp, trust in the team. There'll be talks going on. Something's going to happen. Something's got to happen. Simple as that.
Yeah, it does. Because Dave, you have to get off.
I got to rock and roll. Yeah, lads.
Right, thanks.
Stay safe. I'll talk to you soon. This means more. Cheers.
See you in a bit, Dave.
Rock on, Dave. Cheers.
Oh, and now we've gone back to 3 Vision. So it is just what it is at the minute, and it is such a frustrating period of time because I think that all of us, we've been so used to victories over the last 2 years where Liverpool can be 1-0 down up until the 88th minute, and we can still get a 2-1 win, and that's how good we've been the last couple of weeks and that. So yeah, let's read a couple of your comments. Then Ben's in saying too angry to talk about the game. Life's ruined. Up the Reds. Yeah, it is, to be fair. Sarah says shocking result for our away form is very worrying. It is indeed. I seen this comment. Aston Boy says, not so smug now. We can still be smug, Premier League champions, not so bad. Former European champions, not that bad.
The season's very long.
Yeah.
Coming into the season, Aston, if we've bottled the league or something, but I don't think we will. But I think when you're a team as big as Liverpool or Man United, you're allowed to be arrogant, and you've got to promote. You got to be confident, really, haven't you? So.
Exactly. And plus, Aston Villa's biggest achievement is somehow beating us 7-0 with 3 deflected goals. So we move.
It just shows, though, doesn't it, Conor and Doug and everyone at home, like how much it means for teams. And you're seeing it when Atalanta won against Liverpool. Their manager was crying his eyes out as well. It's such a big achievement for the clubs. And that's credit to Jurgen Klopp and the lads and everyone around the world, how much the standard in which Liverpool have set over the last 2 to 3 years, that you've got a manager of the opposition crying his eyes out. I tell you, Mr. Allardyce probably would have been crying his eyes out because if he won, but we would celebrate with a chippy after the game anyway. So
yeah, well, friggin'. Sam Allardyce somehow always gets points against us anyway, and
they've got absolutely battered the last 2 years
by Arsenal as well. Jesus Christ! Yeah, and Leeds, to be fair.
And watch Southampton get beat the next game they have as well.
Yeah, watch them get beaten. Watch them get beaten by like 5-0 as well. He'd be farming with Chris Sutton in Glasgow. I don't know what that's good. Was there never a pen that Marnie when he throws himself into the defender. Like we said in the party earlier on or in the chat, we've seen penalties given to people who take themselves out. So that's just the way football is going at the minute, and it's ruining football, really. Personally, I don't think it was. I think that was with the penalties we were talking about earlier on. Liz says, pens are not our front three, need to score. Yeah, I agree with that 1,000%. Bring Elliott back would ruin his development at this stage. Yeah, looking at it now, probably it would do for sure. Bitesh says Salah hasn't been the same since that article come out. He's been quiet. Would rather Elliott than Taki. Minamino isn't a quick thinker, so potential one there, But I think Minamino deserves a chance. If I'm not I think, especially like what Jack said, especially that Palace game where he was brilliant. Yeah. And then got took. Did he get taken off, or was it? No, it was Mane, wasn't it? And then Salah come on. But I think Minamino deserves a chance, and maybe if he does do good against Aston Villa on Friday, then maybe he could change Klopp's mind.
It just disrupts his momentum, doesn't it? If you're a player, you want to be playing. Obviously, it's very different when you got world class players and Mane, Salah, and Firmino. But if you're Minamino, you're absolutely fuming because it's not like he played bad. He played one of his best games of his Liverpool career as of yet already. Yeah. And, we need to do something.
Well, it's like the rumour. It's like I was saying this to Doug, I think last week or something like that. Dortmund apparently are very interested in Takumi Minamino, and I think what they're hoping for anyway is to try and link up that Haaland and Minamino partnership that worked so well at Salzburg, and that for me is frightening with Liverpool, because at the end of the day, if the price is right and the price is, what Liverpool want it to be, then I think Liverpool would sell. And at the end of the day, that's again another option where Liverpool would then have to, try and find someone to replace or something like that. But I don't think Liverpool would get rid of him if Jack's having a me. I don't think they would get rid of Minamino if there wasn't a plan B then in that aspect of things. But it is interesting to see whether or not if Dortmund do actually pursue the likes of Takumi Minamino and try and see if there's a way that they can get in from Liverpool anyway. What else do we have? Ace is in, says, don't worry, when Jota is back, he'll save us. He'll be our Superman, to be fair. And Bayer says, Aston Villa fans giving it the big, give it big. Your biggest achievement was when your team was full of plumbers and painters in black and white. I love to see it, Bayer. I love to friggin' see it. But yeah, so look, tonight wasn't the best performance in the world. It wasn't the best result ever. But I'm not even going to include the Villa game, because if we get a result there, then fair enough. If we don't, then fair enough. Practically, I think that's Liverpool's motto in the FA Cup anyway. But of course, the big game now to look forward to is that game against Manchester United. We beat them and then we forget about everything that's happened over the last couple of weeks anyway, I think, for many people anyway. But I've just seen we've been going for 40 minutes anyway, so I think we're going to leave it there for tonight, because it is 11:20 in the night as well. Yeah, thank you to everyone that has tuned in towards the match reaction. Sorry if it wasn't really a match reaction, it was probably a rant video, if we want to call it that. But to be fair, we can get away with it. We've just lost 1-0 against Southampton anyway. But Doug, thank you for coming on, mate. Where can we find you on the socials?
You can find me on the Dugout Football channel, on YouTube. I am on, I think, 881 now, so 19 away from 900, which is mental, absolutely mental. You can also find me on Twitter at nrod_1992. You can find me on Instagram at Douglas Horn, and you can find me on Facebook at Douglas James Horn. Thank you very much for having me, Connor, and I wish it could be under better circumstances, but we go again. Yeah,
we do indeed. And Jack, thank you for coming on, mate. Where can we find you on the socials as well, mate?
Just Jack Mac LFC, mate, on everything. Thank you for having me on once again, mate. But yeah, it's well, as Doug just said, then is the nail on the head as always. Liverpool will bounce back, and what other bigger game in the Premier League to play than it being in Manchester United?
Well, the biggest game, really.
One way or another, anyway. But I made up that. But yeah, thank you.
Absolute pleasure, man. And yeah, the biggest rivalry in English football. Of course, we will be covering everything the week of Liverpool versus Manchester United, and fingers crossed we can absolutely destroy them and think positively then anyway. But yeah, like I said today, guys, if you did enjoy the video, then please leave a like on the video. It's very much appreciated. Lets me know if you like the content or not. And also as well, if you're new to the content, if you're new to the channel, new to the content, Jesus Christ, Con. If you're new to the channel anyway, then please leave a like. And also as well, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to enable notifications. Just hit that bell, and then hopefully you'll be notified of when we go live or post a video anyway. But until next time, guys, that is going to be it from us. I've been Connor from the Cop Council, and we will see you all next time.